Here we are taking a look at lesson 17, and we've moved kind of from multiplication to division recently, but this one's actually making you think more again about multiplication. And here's why. When you come up with your estimate, you don't have to necessarily think about what is the number next to the right of what you're rounding. You don't have to do that. You can think of it in other ways as well. So when you look at their example here, they went with just the regular. If you look at 8, what's to the next of it? It's less than a 5, so it becomes 800. You look at 40, it's got a 1 next to the 4. But think of it easy. Man, 4 times 2 gets you 8, doesn't it? And then we need 2 zeros, so we've got both of those into play here. This one right here, if we take a look at this and we say 600 divided by 20, we know 2 times 3 gets us our 6. And then if we say a 0 here, we know that then our 2 zeros come into play with that. Now if we take a look at this one, we can do that the same they did the first one and go 800 divided by 40. It's 20. We get the same thing. Let's take a look at this one though. So on this one, what we could do is we could say 400. That's messy. Let's fix that, shall we? Let's get our eraser. Try again. Okay. 450 divided by 50. And we know 9. 9 times that is going to get us where we want to go, because we go 9 times 5 is our 45, and this 0 just comes along for the ride. Interesting, huh? So you don't necessarily have to think about this would become a 5, because that's pretty close, right? So estimates, it's pretty loose. You can kind of do this the way you like. This one's easy. 14, and then we've got a 70, right? Oops, silly girl. Made it a 2. So we've got our 0 here, and we think about, well, how many 70s are in 140? I know there's 2 of them. And then when you mental math check, 2 times 7 is 14. This 0 comes along for the ride. Come down to this one here. We've got, this one's really close to 70. And so you think about 7 times what gets you 64. We know 7 times 7 is 49. If you add 7 more to that, it gets you 54. If you add 7 more to that, it's going to get you 61. So let's just do that. We'll say this is 610. And remember what we had there. We were going to 61, or sorry, not 61. We know that 7 times, if we say this is 70, we know that 7 times 10 gets us 70. Well, what about 7 times 9? That's going to be 63. So that's going to be a little bit too big. Actually, let's use that. 63. Because we know that 9 times 7 gets us 63, and then this 0 just comes along for the ride. So think about your facts, just use them. For the last one, we're going to take a look here. It says an oil well produces 172 gallons of oil every day. The standard oil barrel holds 42 gallons of oil. About how many barrels of oil will the well produce in a single day? And then it says to explain your thinking. So we can think our facts here. We know that 4 times 4 gets us 16. So let's go ahead and just round down. And we'll say this is 16 plus a 0 on the end. And we're going to divide that by 40. And I know that these zeros, if they kind of cancel each other out, 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 4 is 16. So that comes to 0, so then we're done. So we can say the well will produce about 4 barrels per day. Because 1 72 is close to 160. And 42 is easily rounded to 40. There you go. So for your homework today, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and do this row right here. And so you're going to have a variety of ways that you can do it. So you're looking at J, K, and L. So looking at this one, you could just go, if you think about it, 15 or 25. You could say round this one up to 50 even if you wanted to. You could round this one down to 15, make that one 300. So play around. What works best for you? Just using your math facts. Make it to whereby it's just a simple multiplication problem. All right, thanks.